What is up, guys? So the Elseworlds crossover is coming out in a couple weeks, and for this video I wanted to go over every single character that has either been confirmed through some announcement to be in the crossover or through a set photo to be in the crossover, and that's what I'm going to do in this video. It will be split up into a couple sections. First I'll go over the main 5 heroes of the crossover, then the love interests to any of those heroes that have love interests, then the side characters, then the villains, and then the other characters don't really fit into any of those sections. So with that in mind, let's go over every single character that has been confirmed for the Elseworlds crossover. One thing of note in this video is that this crossover is titled Elseworlds, and based off promotional photos and trailers, we could already see that Elseworlds versions of a lot of characters, specifically side characters, will be appearing in this crossover. So whenever I do go over a side character, or really any character in this video, I'm really saying basically that character and any other character in their multiverse that has the same name or is being played by the same actor is viable to appear in this crossover. If there is a specific character that has been confirmed, then I will go over that character. For instance, Black Suit Superman, he is an alternate Superman, but I will still go over him in the villains category because he is a very specific character. But there are other characters that will be appearing most likely, and it's also possible that whenever I go over a side character, that actual side character, who knows, could not actually be appearing, but only an Elseworlds version of that character. It's pretty confusing, but whenever I go over a character here, those characters will almost definitely appear, and if they don't, it will be an Elseworlds version of that character. So with all that in mind, let's go over every single Elseworlds character that has been confirmed, starting with the main 5. Stephen Amell said in an interview that this crossover will focus around 5 main characters, those characters being first of all Oliver Queen and Barry Allen, although Oliver Queen will be for a portion of the crossover the Flash, and Barry Allen will be a Green Arrow for a portion of the crossover. The reason for this is because of Dr. John Deegan will twist their destinies and lives, where Oliver Queen will be dropped into the Flash's life and Barry Allen will be dropped into Green Arrow's life. Then you also have Gara Danvers, aka Supergirl, who is joined into this crossover because she's the only one that knows that Oliver Queen and Barry Allen are not the right person, while everybody else on Earth 1 does not know that. And then you also have Clark Kent, aka Superman, who as of right now has not been confirmed to why he's joining the crossover, but I am so glad that he is. And finally, Kate Kane, aka Batwoman, who will be newly introduced in this crossover, and this will lead to her eventual spin-off show. And the reason she's going to be in this crossover and be so focused on is because this crossover will primarily take place in Gotham City, because Dr. John Deegan is in Gotham City, and that leads Green Arrow, the Flash, Supergirl, and seemingly Superman as well to Gotham City, and they will meet Batwoman there. So those are the main 5 superheroes of the Elseworlds crossover, and in my opinion, for an Arrowverse Justice League, at least for this crossover, it is very solid. I love the fact that Superman is there, Green Arrow and the Flash and Supergirl obviously have to be there, and the fact that Batwoman is there is pretty awesome as well. So then there are the love interests to appear in this crossover, specifically the love interests to the main 5 characters that I just mentioned. So Supergirl doesn't actually have a love interest right now. Batwoman, nothing has been confirmed for her, although it is definitely possible that Maggie Sawyer or Renee Montoya will be appearing in this crossover, although nothing has been confirmed as of yet. But then there's Oliver Queen's love interest, Felicity Smoke, Barry Allen's love interest, Iris West, and Superman's love interest, the newly introduced Lois Lane. Lois Lane will be debuting in this crossover in the first part, and she has been mentioned before on Supergirl, and she has been dating Clark for a while now, but she has never actually appeared. So those are the love interests for this crossover. So that brings me to the side characters of the crossover. So each show, the shows being Arrow, the Flash, and Supergirl, will be supplying side characters for this crossover. So from Arrow, the characters are Dinah Drake, aka Black Canary, John Diggle, aka Spartan, and Curtis Holt, aka Mr. Terrific. If I had to guess, I would say Wild Dog will be appearing as well, but those are the only characters that have been confirmed as of right now. Then you have the characters from The Flash. You have Cisco Ramon, aka Vibe, Caitlin Snow, as of right now not aka Killer Frost, but anything is possible, Sherlock Wells, and Barry Allen, aka The Flash. Well, actually, it's not been confirmed if he's actually the same character, but I'm guessing he is, considering he is wearing the same costume, and he's being played by the same actor, John Wesley Shipp, who played Jay Garrick and also played Henry Allen on Earth 1, Jake Garrick is from Earth 3, and this guy is most likely from a different Earth. So this person, obviously, for some reason, has a different name in every universe he is from, but those are the characters from The Flash. Moving on to Supergirl, the characters are James Olsen, Quirrell, aka Brainiac 5, John Jones, aka Martian Manhunter, who is finally appearing in the crossover after a really long time of me wanting him to appear, although he most likely will only have a small role, so that's that. And Alex Danvers, who at this point it's only confirmed that her evil counterpart, who is working with the black suit Superman, will be appearing, which I will go over later in this video. As for Alex Danvers herself, nothing has been confirmed. So now we move on to the villains of the crossover, and trust me, there are quite a lot. The main villain of this crossover is the newly introduced Mar-Novu, aka the Monitor, who in the comics is not actually a villain. His evil counterpart, the Anti-Monitor, was the villain of the biggest crossover event in DC history, Crisis on Infinite Earths, but right now Anti-Monitor has not been confirmed to appear in the crossover. The Monitor, however, will be the villain of the crossover. He will most likely do something noble that will help everyone in the end, but will also kill a lot of people in the process, maybe something to do with the multiverse. But the Monitor will be the main villain of this crossover, and he is described as a guy or a being with infinite power and a vast array of knowledge of the multiverse, which is something to look forward to in this crossover. Then you have the guy who has been very much talked about in this crossover. He will be the catalyst for everything that's happening in the crossover, which is a guy named Dr. John Deegan, who will most likely be Dr. Destiny, as in the comics, Dr. John D is Dr. Destiny, and the word Destiny has been splattered all around the crossover promotional material, so he was most likely Dr. Destiny, and he will, like I said earlier, begin what happens with the crossover. He will make Oliver Queen the Flash and Barry Allen Green Arrow, and then Supergirl will join in as well, along with Superman and Batwoman after that, which will lead to everything beginning in the crossover. Then you also have Black Suit Superman, who as of right now has not been confirmed to who he is or where he's from or anything like that, but he is not the same Clark Kent, aka Superman, that is a part of the main 5 characters of this show. It's not like Superman will be getting a new suit. He is a different Superman, probably from a different universe, maybe Earth 1, although not likely, probably from some other universe, but he will most likely be working with the Monitor, and he will be one of the villains of this crossover. Then there's Roger Hayden, aka Psychopirate, who will be an inmate at Arkham Asylum, which, by the way, I didn't mention this earlier, but Dr. John Deegan does work at Arkham Asylum as a psychiatric doctor, but Roger Hayden, aka Psychopirate, will definitely have a large role in this crossover, as in the comics, he is very connected to the Monitor and the Anti-Monitor. Whenever a multiversal change happens, or a temporal change happens, specifically a timeline changing, he remembers the previous timeline that was hinted at the beginning of Season 5 of The Flash. If you want to know more about him, or any character in this video, I will link links in the description to any video describing any of these characters, breaking down any of these characters that I've made in the past. But as of right now, Psychopirate most likely will not have the biggest role in the crossover as a villain, but he will be appearing in 2 of the episodes, and he will most likely have some sort of role in the crossover, and I'm honestly pretty excited for him, because him being included in the crossover indicates that some multiversal or temporal change will happen to the Arrowverse. Then you have the Trigger Twins, who are Oliver Queen and Barry Allen. So I'm fairly certain, just based off the promotional photos, that these are Barry Allen and Oliver Queen in disguise, but it is still notable to say that the Trigger Twins are characters in the comics, and they are villains. It is confirmed that these 2 characters are at least wearing Trigger Twin jackets, so I'm gonna assume that maybe it's possible they are alternate Oliver Queen and Barry Allens from a different Earth that are maybe the Trigger Twins, but it's most likely that these guys are not villains and they are just Oliver Queen and Barry Allen in disguise. The last villain on this breakdown is a villain that has not been confirmed yet, but he will most likely be appearing in this crossover, as there's another character that I will go over in a second in the other category of this video that basically confirms his appearance. This villain is Victor Freeze, aka Mr. Freeze. The reason I say he's most likely going to appear is because his wife, Nora Freeze, has been cast for the crossover. She's actually being played by Stephen Amell's wife in real life, so that is a cool casting. But since she's appearing, Mr. Freeze will also most likely appear as well. A lot of Batman villains that have yet to be confirmed will also most likely be appearing in this crossover, which is also something to definitely look forward to for this crossover. So that brings me to the other category, starting with a character that I already mentioned earlier, Nora Freeze. Then there's also Tommy Merlyn, who it's possible that an Elseworlds version of Tommy Merlyn will be appearing in this crossover as in a set photo with Stephen Amell, although Stephen Amell actually was the one to post it online. The actor Colin Donnell was there. It's possible that he was just visiting, but it's also possible that he will be appearing in some way in this crossover, as the last crossover he did appear, which was kept secret until the episode was actually released, so Tommy Merlyn appearing is definitely possible. It's also been confirmed that there will be a Legends of Tomorrow cameo in the 3rd episode. Now, this cameo will most likely be Bebo, but I am very much hoping that it is Constantine or at least another member of the Legends, but that is just a cameo. So that is every single character that has been confirmed for this crossover. It's very possible that in the coming days and weeks until the crossover is released, other characters will be revealed and they won't be in this video, or characters have been hidden from us that will be appearing in the crossover. Most likely that will happen, but as of right now, these are all the confirmed characters for this crossover. Let me know which one of these characters you're most excited for or to see in the crossover, and out of all the new characters like Batwoman, Lois Lane, or the villains, let me know any of these characters, which one you are most excited to see in the crossover. And if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.